It was a warm summer afternoon, and the smell of grilled burgers and hot dogs filled the air. The annual neighborhood barbecue was in full swing, with families spread across the local park, laughing, chatting, and enjoying the sunshine. Kids darted between picnic tables, chasing each other with water balloons, while adults mingled around the grill or lounged in folding chairs, sipping cold drinks. The event was one of the most anticipated gatherings of the year. The organizer, a retired teacher with a knack for bringing people together, had made sure everything was perfect. Games for the kids, plenty of food, and even a live band playing upbeat tunes in the corner of the park. It was the kind of day where everything seemed to flow effortlessly, until one family arrived. They weren't new to the neighborhood, but they mostly kept to themselves. Today, they arrived with their teenage son in tow. The boy was wearing a bright red "Make America Great Again" t-shirt, the bold white letters across his chest standing out starkly against the summer backdrop. A group of young adults sitting near the drink station began murmuring, their eyes flicking toward the shirt. The organizer noticed the shift in atmosphere immediately. She prided herself on creating an inclusive environment, and she could sense the tension brewing. With a polite smile, she approached the family. "Welcome," she said warmly, shaking hands with the parents. "We're so glad you could join us." "Thank you," the father replied, smiling. "It looks like a great turnout." The organizer's eyes briefly flicked to the boy's shirt, and she hesitated for a moment before addressing them again. "I hope you don't mind me saying this, but we try to keep this event as neutral as possible. Some people might find that shirt a little distracting." The boy looked confused, glancing down at his shirt as if he'd forgotten what he was wearing. "It's just a shirt," he said quietly. The mother frowned. "Is there a problem with it?" she asked, her tone polite but firm. "It's not a problem per se," the organizer said, choosing her words carefully. "I just want to make sure everyone feels comfortable." The father's expression hardened slightly. "We're here to enjoy the barbecue just like everyone else," he said. "We're not trying to make anyone uncomfortable." By now, a few nearby neighbors had begun to listen in, their curiosity piqued. The organizer felt a wave of unease. She hadn't meant to make a scene, but the situation was quickly becoming a focal point. "I understand," she said gently, "but I've already had a few people mention it to me, and I want to avoid any misunderstandings." The father looked around, noticing the stares and whispers. He sighed deeply. "We came here to connect with our neighbors, to be part of the community. If a shirt is enough to cause a problem, then maybe this isn't the kind of community we thought it was." He turned to his wife and son. "Let's go," he said quietly. As the family walked away, the tension in the air seemed to dissipate, but it left behind an uncomfortable silence. The organizer felt a pang of guilt as she watched them leave. Later in the day, as the barbecue wound down, a few neighbors approached her to share their thoughts. "I think you did the right thing," one woman said. "That shirt didn't belong here." "I don't know," another man said, scratching his head. "They weren't causing any trouble. It's a shame they felt like they had to leave." The organizer couldn't stop replaying the incident in her mind. She had been so focused on keeping the event harmonious that she hadn't considered how her actions might be perceived. The following week, the organizer decided to visit the family. She knocked on their door, holding a plate of leftover cookies from the barbecue. When the mother answered, her expression was cautious. "I just wanted to apologize," the organizer said, offering the cookies as a peace gesture. "I realize now that I might have handled things poorly. I didn't mean to make you feel unwelcome." The mother took the plate, her expression softening slightly. "Thank you," she said. "We appreciate that." The father appeared behind her, his arms crossed. "We just want to be part of the community," he said. "We're not looking to cause problems." But it felt like we were judged before we even had a chance to sit down. The organizer nodded, her guilt deepening. "I understand, and I'm sorry. I let my own concerns get in the way of what this event is supposed to be about, bringing people together." The family accepted her apology, and while things weren't instantly repaired, it was a step in the right direction. The incident became a lesson for the organizer, one she carried into future events. At the next barbecue, the family returned. This time, the boy wore a plain t-shirt, but the father made sure to stop by the organizer's table to shake her hand. "Thank you," he said simply. And with that, the barbecue carried on, a little wiser and a little more welcoming than before. True inclusivity means embracing differences to foster real connections. Share your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more.